Ink Ribbon.
If you haven't seen it yet, please do yourself a favor and go watch the Fallout series. After watching what is possibly the most accurate live-action depiction of a video game, I was reminded of how much I love Fallout, even though I've never talked about it much on this channel, but that changes today. Before I get into the video, I do have to give a massive spoiler warning because I will be talking about several big plot points, and if you haven't seen it yet, save this video for after you do. Seriously, it's only 8 episodes. Go watch it. Now with that out of the way, from setting records to Hannah Montana, here are 25 facts about the Fallout TV series. Fallout the series takes place mainly in Los Angeles, which has been renamed the Boneyard, but it's an original story taking place within the world of Fallout. The series takes place in continuity with the games. Todd Howard wanted to avoid adapting the game and wanted to instead expand on it. Todd Howard actually served as executive producer on the film, which probably explains the extreme accuracy to the games. It also may be the first time a person has been the executive producer of both a game and the TV show it's based on, but I can't verify that. The series was created by Graham Wagner and Geneva Robertson Doré. Geneva was the writer of several big screenplays like Captain Marvel and the 2018 Tomb Raider movie, while Graham is the creator of huge shows like Portlandia and Silicon Valley. For those who think this is the first time we see California depicted in Fallout, it actually goes back to the very first game. The Boneyard, Shady Sands, and several vaults are all in the first game, which is a nice throwback. I never realized how all over the place the timeline is for Fallout games, so here's a quick list of them in chronological order. First is Fallout 76, which takes place in 2102. Then 2161 is Fallout. 2241 is Fallout 2. 2277 is Fallout 3, 2281 is Fallout New Vegas, 2287 is Fallout 4, and 9 years after that, in 2296, we have the Fallout TV series. I know it technically takes place first since it depicts before the bombs went off, but we'll just consider that backstory. The town of Philly is in reference to being a landfill and has nothing to do with Philadelphia. Here's one for the Zillennials among you. It took me about halfway through the show to realize, but Lucy's brother Norm is played by actor Moises Arias, who you may remember as Rico in Hannah Montana.
Yes! He shoots! He scores!
And for all you Marvel fans, you may wonder why Betty, the Vault Overseer, looks familiar. She played the character of Blind Al in the Deadpool films. You know, the baby hand scene. The show was largely filmed in the US, ranging from locations to Utah, New York, and Nevada, but was also filmed in Africa, in a ghost town in Namibia. If you call the Vault Tech phone number to place your order for a vault, you will instead hear this message. Lucy's main firearm in the show is a tranquilizer gun that doesn't exist in the games. It's called the Needler pistol, and while it specifically isn't in the game, Fallout 4 does feature 2 craftable weapons that fire needles that can't tranquilize, but they do a huge variety of things, including paralyzing and sending targets into a frenzy. You probably noticed the Brotherhood of Steel Squires carrying comically large bags for their knights. This is actually a joke, referencing being over-encumbered, which happens in the games when your character is carrying too much and makes them unable to run or jump. In one of those blink-and-you'll-miss-it moments, when the 3 bounty hunters are digging up the grave of Walton, you know, the ghoul, you'll see one of them wielding a junk jet, which in the game is a special gun that can fire random junk items as ammo. In a similarly quick moment, we actually got to see a super mutant. Well, the hand of one, anyway. Vault 33 is unique in that it's actually a network of vaults, being connected to both 32 and 31. In the games, all vaults are almost always spread pretty far apart from each other and self-contained. When the Overseers are told about the water chip being destroyed, this is actually a reference to the first Fallout game as well. The water chip breaking is what begins the main story for the main character in that game.
The controller chip for our water purification system has given up the ghost.
Chris Avallone, who was the designer of Fallout New Vegas, was one of the few who, while he enjoyed the show and found it entertaining, was annoyed at how some of the plot was stuff that wasn't in the original vision of the game's lore, citing things like a serum that can prevent ghouls from turning, the Brotherhood not teaching proper sex education, and the strong anti-capitalist message aimed towards Vault-Tec. During the big reveal Vault-Tec meeting, each of the executives describes their ideas for making the perfect vault. These all ended up being in the game and reference vaults that you can explore, all of which are failed vaults due to the experiments that they performed on its inhabitants. To promote the series, Bethesda released a limited edition set called the Fallout Special Anthology, which came with cards containing Steam codes for every Fallout game and was inside a case that looks like a mini nuke. While these are sold out, the good news is the games are all available on Steam, so if you've always wanted to play the original Fallout games, now you can. The Fallout logo that's displayed at the beginning of each episode is actually foreshadowing, with the letters suffering the same fate as someone in the episode, like being shot or burned. At the end of the series, when Lucy's father inputs the code, he inputs 101097. This is actually the day that the first Fallout game released. The Fallout series was an enormous success for Amazon, being the second most watched Prime TV series of all time, second only to Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. After the writers were given all the information and lore that they needed, they were sent off to write, but not before Todd Howard advised them to avoid certain elements due to them being in Fallout 5, which basically confirms that they are working on the next Fallout sequel. After showing several tiny teasers that were exclusive to it, the ending of the first season shows New Vegas, implying that the next season will take place there, which would be amazing. If you never played Fallout New Vegas, 10 out of 10. But there you have it. Now again, I know I've never talked about it, but I've been playing Fallout since 3 came out, and I absolutely love it. Elder Scrolls is okay, but I love Fallout. And if you're a Resident Evil fan and you've never played Fallout, I can tell you it's probably something that you'll love. And if you'd like me to cover something from the Fallout universe in a future video, let me know down in the comments. But if not, what did you think of the show? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? But with that, I hope you all have a great day and remember to drink some water. Until next time, I'm Kai Morgan, and as always, thanks for watching Ink Ribbon. And a very special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters and YouTube members. Your extra support means the world to me and helps me keep making content for you guys.